Hey, welcome back, Peanut Gallery Season 2.
Season 2, 2.0, 2022. Wow.
Last year's pretty awesome. We 40 some odd episodes, met some incredible people, learned a bunch of
Incredible stories.
We did. And you know what? One of the things that I loved the most about last year was the vulnerability of people coming on and just sharing. And
pretty incredible.
We heard from so many people just the amount of impact that has had. So even to the guests, man, really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who both tuned in, who listened, who watched, for all the guests that shared.
For all the sponsors.
Yeah, for all of our sponsors. Crickets. Thank you.
Accepting. Anyways. Yeah, so great year. Season 2 is going to kick off in a week. And what we've aimed for Season 2 is we want to further this conversation, and we're going to try to do something very intentional, and that's to take hate out of it.
Yeah, one thing that we learned last year is that in our conversations with people who normally we probably wouldn't have much interaction with,
right,
but due to the circumstances of life, our pathways crossed, and we felt like their stories should be shared. Come onto the podcast, and we find out that incredible individuals with incredible stories who can add an incredible amount to our lives. And if we would just sit down and have a conversation with them and talk and listen, there's so much value to that. And one thing that we found is that we have a tendency to think of people on the opposite side with difference of opinion that we just shouldn't listen at all, and we just shut down the conversation, and
right,
you can't help me at all. And instead of allowing people's differences to, speak into our diversity, we allow it to cause division. And we thought that we needed to, further an effort to move in an opposite direction.
Because there are endless things that we fight over and disagree on. And then we're told in our algorithms and our social media and everything, they separate us so that you only see that one point of view. And so we know that hate ends conversations, but we think conversation is required to end hate.
Yeah.
And that's the approach we're going to take. And so we got a bunch of stories lined up for people who struggled with different ways. And whether that's, in family members disagreeing with sexuality, that's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that? How do you navigate racism? How do you navigate when you see something completely different than someone else? How do you navigate that in a marriage, in a workplace?
Right.
And so we're not going to have all the answers, but we're going to try to definitely spark some conversation. One of the ways that we're going to do it is some merch. So we designed some merch for this year.
Yeah, you can check out our merch on our new website, tpgpodcast.com or thepeanutgallerypodcast.com, but it's in short form, tpgpodcast.com, just so you know what those letters mean, in case you weren't able to put that together, because they told me what that means.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, but if you go onto that website, you can check out the merch. All proceeds from the merch go to support a nonprofit in town that we hold dear to our heart, the Family Central, which helps the most vulnerable in our community. So yeah, check out the new website. We have all sorts of information on there for you to figure out who we are.
All of our podcasts, all of our end hate stuff, all that stuff's on there. With that, we're looking forward to episode 1. Should be dropping within a week.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to sharing that, learning together, and then we'll see what this year brings.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Can't be worse than 2021, right?
Right.
Right?
Right? The curve is almost flat.
All right. We'll see what happens. Bye-bye.